January 27th. Sorry about the wind. Calves are up on the hill eating hay. Some of them's looking at me saying, hey. Had enough snow that come fast enough overnight to pile up a little bit, but like this puddle of water here, hardly any ice on it at all. It's not cold enough to freeze stuff, but here we do have a little snow. And I gotta get around and get some feed for some calves. These guys here have been inside overnight, I bet you anything. They're outside now, there they are. Well, that one was outside. Now, they all got a little snow on their back, but they had it open where they could get inside, so. Well, I got wood to cut and split today. I've got all that inside, so it'll be nice and dry, and won't have to be tracking mud and snow inside. This really don't amount to much. Couldn't have been 2 inches of it, but canceled some schools around here. These three here, I call them the Three Stooges. The only reason that they're in this corral and stood up with the steers, because they're all 3 steers, is they could not stay in. They wanted to get out. And 2 of them's from here, out of cows that was out here in the pasture. And they never got out while they was here. I never once had cows out this last summer. And but them 2 calves, and that one with the white tag come from Dakotas, they could not stay in. I thought it was just one of them. And so I caught that one and brought him home. And then the other 2, and I thought, well, they'll stay in if I put them with the heifers over here. And then heifer pen has a 5 or a 6 wire barbed wire fence all the way around it, and they was in the neighbor's backyard like in 3 days. Awful aggravating when they do you that way, but that's what they were doing. So I'll bring you back out when we get to where we're putting out some hay or something. Dry spots where they was laying down all night. sorry, didn't mean to make you dizzy. A little bit of a hill here, side of a hill. This is about level, so usually just give them a bale a day. I'm gonna give them a little extra today. I've got some calves to feed up the road that I want to unroll a little bit of hay for. I'll probably put the rest of this bale in the corral for the Three Stooges maybe later. Them three in the corral are getting to where they're growing pretty good, in spite of how I'm treating them. I have a little animosity toward them all the time for some reason. It's just how I'm made, I guess. Mess with me and make me spend a bunch of time fixing a fence where you break it and moving you around, and then special treatment to have your feed different every day. Kind of gets me a little irked, so I probably don't treat them as good as I would if they was out with everything else. Sorry about the blurriness. Head of them. These cows of mine, there's like 12 of them will be second calf heifers this year, and I've already seen 2 of those in heat, so they ain't got a calf in them. They'll be going to sale. I don't know when, but the old sky looks all gray, don't it? Radar shows all the snow's past us. So, but anyway, we are supposed to start calving here. We turn our bulls out on the 1st of May, so that usually means the 8th of February when we start having baby calves. We'll see. I've had years whenever we'd have a hot spell right around the 1st of May, first 2 weeks, or even a warm spell the whole month, or it was wet, really wet even would affect it, and that we wouldn't have any calves until later because of the fact that the weather was sorry whenever they should have been breeding. So ain't any of mine look like they're heavy springing or nothing yet. I got a few of them that's carrying a big load, but I got some of them that do that every year. Anyway, I'll go get the rest of my chores done, see what happens the rest of the day. I think the snow you see falling is just blowing out of the trees. The wind is a-blowing though. Look like pretty happy cattle to me. I don't have any mad cows in Oklahoma. I don't think so. Well, not in my pastures anyway. Well, I got a couple piles of firewood logs to cut up here today. We'll see how I get along. I'm already plans on being interrupted. That one right there, I've cut up a couple of logs out of it, and then I added a couple or 3 pieces of stuff that was sawmill reject that will get cut into firewood, but that was one whole load. And then this one we've added several pieces that came in on a load of logs that's kind of smallish or had problems. That one right there is actually a little too big. I can cut it, but when you bust it, it has 4 ways. You wind up with some pretty big pieces. And so basically got enough there to make 8 rick of firewood, or 9. And I got a little jag already cut up. Got me a new chain put on my saw. this is gonna, some people probably call me a liar over this. When I bought this Halverson, I only bought the chain that was on it, and I had them send me a spare with it. So I run it until I got the chain dull, and then I switched it. And it's actually 404 harvester chain instead of being 3/8 chain like my big saws is. And then I found a bit to sharpen it with, and so I'd been buying bits and just sharpening that one chain, and I finally had just about wore it all out. We hung it up here, and it gets oiled really good, don't get me wrong, but if you see how round the bottom of the drivers are on the thing, actually the new ones kind of have a point, and they were much longer than that. But you can see that well, maybe you can't, the teeth on it have been sharpened way back. And I think there was 3 or 4 cutters completely missing off from it. It got to where it wasn't cutting very good, of course. So I went and bought me a new one. That's it. I've sharpened one chain to where it's junk, and I used one until it got dull. And I have probably cut over 200 rick of firewood with the thing easily. I think I had cut and delivered 100 loads with it last year, and then this year I'm already over 100 loads, so that's closer to 400. There's two rick a load, so close to 400 rick of firewood with the thing on a little more than one chain. So anyway, I don't know. I'm going to start it up, see if I can get it to warm up. Maybe I'll get started here and get interrupted, but I'll get another clip when I get finished today with this. Well, it's a little after 3 o'clock, and I've gotten quite a little jag of wood cut here. I actually got one of those piles. This is the last log in the pile right here. On the butt, it's probably a good 12-inch little hickory log. They're pretty hard, but I was really impressed with how good my thing is cutting now. So, and I know part of my handle's in the way or whatever there. So I'm gonna cut it up, show you how fast that thing will cut through that old hard hickory. Hey, pretty short work of that, huh? Well, listen, that's all I'm on a video for today. Gotta go get ready for church, seeing how it's Wednesday. I got a little jag of wood to deliver before I go to church, and I already got it loaded, and I still gotta feed some of those square bales to my little calves up on the hill. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I know I got some new subscribers out there. Pull up a stump, sit down, and enjoy some of the footage of the way we do things here on the west side of the Oklahoma-Missouri state line. And I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.